Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm back and I'm mad.
Hello. Hello, world. Hello, Jerry.
Beg you cunts.
Nice to see you sitting upright, more or less.
I can only really sit upright. I can't bend over. Or less to one side.
That's what she said.
Upright's important.
Yes, it is.
Still fucked, Crispin. Still fucked. Less fucked. More down to a dull ache and stiffness now than, oh my god.
Please
I
let
can't
me
move.
lay on the floor and bring me coffee and tea.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was mostly just laying on the floor. Going, it's be unfortunate if I die here. Nobody will find me.
Yeah, and nobody would care for your miniatures while you were away.
Oh, don't worry. Fat lad knows what to do with those. First night, I tried to get on the floor to sleep, and tried to get down in such an unnatural way. My leg cramped up. Oh, sweet zombie Jesus.
Oh, God.
You've not lived until you can't move because you've pulled a muscle in your back, but you need to straighten your leg out. But you can't do that either.
Oh, God.
Oh, fun times.
The only thing that could have made that whole thing worse would if you would have burned your finger on a hot coffee or something.
Oh, yeah. It was all good. All good. Libation's not helping. You know, I wouldn't say they didn't help. I got into the habit of, I think you can take quite a few Nurofen every day, despite what the packet says about taking no more than 6 or 8. Because they sell them in like packs of 12. So, fuck it. Go for them. I went through 3 bottles of whiskey in the first 3 days. That's all I was doing. Whiskey and drugs, and swearing.
The only thing missing was rock and roll.
Oh, there's always rock and roll. The shadows.
In the shadows. Where did I leave my browsers? I don't know. There it is. So, you have gathered an interesting selection of projects.
Yes.
Shall we see them together with our dear audience?
Sure.
Then let's get the show started. First one is Seldon
correct.
9.
It is definitely a way to go, David Sub, especially if you're hitching a lift. This is an old one, but I was looking for something and discovered this lurking in the background in the mists. I went, fuck it. Let's drag this into the light. Because there's some interesting bits and pieces there. Building up a industrial sci-fi tableau.
This is the terrain pieces that were in the Conquest magazine after they've issued them as regular terrain.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say those were the terrain pieces as regular terrain before the Conquest magazine, because this is 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So he probably got these first with his choo-choo things, but skip that. Move on to the more important things, i.e. the GW tat.
That's a lot of colours.
You start hitting, oh yeah, all the colours. I particularly like, you might not be able to see it in that, but you'll be able to see it in the next batch of pictures. There's a set of roofs. One is hexed and the other is polka dotted in colour. And they're just fucking fabulous. Maybe they were the first one. Oh no, it was the first batch of pictures, dead center.
So, this one.
That's the buddy. More for that.
It sure is an interesting setup.
It's amazeballs. I assume Hack Islam is order of the day on this planet, because there's a lot of shit going on, both with the curly writing and the tabletop. Not this, the next picture long has got a impressive, I assume it's a hack map, because it's just so, isn't it? Look at that. Get down.
Walmart, coffee and something different.
Like the black, white and orange building is one of those noodle shacks.
I'm going to say this isn't a gaming mat. That is some kind of carpet tapestry thing that has been repurposed.
If it was, it's fucking genius, but no, I don't think it is. It's entirely possible that that's some form of stencil. Don't know.
Tournament tables. That's why there are so many different.
Hmm.
Oh, sewage pipes.
I just love that. Plenty of inspiration for Infinity fans everywhere.
What always strikes me as interesting at Infinity are these tables with lots of walkways on top of buildings, like the first one we saw. This one here. This is, I think, I can't remember if I ever saw tables similar to that in either Warhammer 40k, nor Legion, nor anything else. To this extent that Infinity is at times uses them.
Infinity is very much a up and down game. It uses all of the 3D space. 40k, you know, the rules for moving up and down things were never really fleshed out in 40k particularly well. If something was within 3 inches, you could just go up it. Zop, where you went. So no, they never really explored it so much. But here, when we start getting into this is the stuff that I was really interested in when I was hooking around. So this is the meat and potatoes of the whole kit and caboodle, and that's much more a industrialized, lived-in, rusty as fuck. Excellent for Star Wars, 40k, Infinity as well, because you know it's space. You can do, but I really love the patinas, patination, and rusting going on there. It's one of the reasons why I was in hooking around, as is my want in life. Dread as well, yeah. Could play Dread with it.
Oil brush red primer.
They're like mascara brushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, except not like a bottle brush. It's not all spread out, but you don't have to keep dipping the brushes built in. I've never used one myself. I don't really see the point. I have oil paints and brushes, but I suppose if you're not wanting to have to push a big bit of oil out onto a palette every time you want to do something, it's probably a way to go.
Yeah, and you don't have to clean the brush.
Yeah, I could just dunking it back in. Although, you know, white spurts and away you go. It doesn't really make a difference.
He seems to have enjoy a big part of just making scatter terrain by the sheer amount that he's doing.
You know, Infinity, I don't know if do you play 40k as well, or did you just grab the terrain for it while he's typing away? Infinity is all about terrain. If people can draw a direct line of sight to you, you're fucked. Which is fair enough. So I like a lot of scatter or objective markers or whatever, you know, where it's not just sticking something down.
It's not just a cardboard token resting somewhere.
Yeah, Stargrave, things like that as well. They work particularly well for it, so it's all good to give you that sort of overall feel.
And he uses the airbrush for many lighting effects. As I was trying to do myself and totally failed.
Well. Thin your paints more, turn your pressure down. That would be my advice.
The paint was relatively thin down. The thing with the pressure I need to experiment on. Though, do I need to lower the pressure if I got a double action airbrush? I thought that was also regulated via the means of pushing and pulling the lever.
Not as much as just turning the pressure down. Because if you're looking to a headlight or like a glow around something, you really want your airbrush to be. I don't know where I've put my airbrush. Behind me, probably. You really want your airbrush to be like that far away.
So very close.
So lowering the pressure is easier than trying to tap the, because sometimes you'll find that the amount that you need to depress the button by to get the paint to actually come out and atomize is too high, even at the minimum, to get up that close, and then you just get the whole spidering. It'll just spray and go everywhere. So it's easier just to turn the fucker down.
Funny thing is, last time I used my airbrush, I got interrupted by the mailman ringing a bell, and I turned off the compressor. When I got back, I just started using
What a cat.
the airbrush again and forgot to turn on the compressor. And at some point I was wondering, why is it suddenly so easy to paint?
No, there you go. There is your answer. Your pressure is possibly too high.
I need to take a look at it. Makes you wonder why this project is on hold. Seems like he had quite a bit of fun with it.
Maybe just run out of path, or run out of things to paint. Now, if that is the case, I've got quite a lot of stuff that he could be painting for me. But, you know, we'll see.
But then again, he would have
Time
to
will tell.
ship it back if it's finally painted.
Yeah.
And people
That's
tend
fine.
to keep stuff they paint, I find.
Lucky bastards. I don't. Stuff I paint ends up in a studio.
And then somebody's taking it home, rebasing it.
Eaten, swallowed whole by the Johnston monster.
This could have
Nom,
been
nom, 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 nom.
this could have been a project for last week's stream where I grabbed on hold and out of date projects and pestered people to get on with it.
Well, it's not the only project.
No, I limited myself to the ones that were also tagged Spring Clean Challenge. So
All right. Well, in this case, I was going to say it's not the only one by DS in this week's list. So
what's
in other news, though,
yes?
yeah, you spam Warren. Nice. Who knows? He may even read those at some point.
Yeah,
I got this from Thing.
I had the very big laugh at the time when I started looking up the project that I found Warren's project on rebasing the Chaos Knights from good bases to weird
Oh, it's a
round
horrible
bases.
basis.
Jeeves, hold on. I need to embiggen you on this one.
So testing out the Army Painters.
Oh, the new
Airbrush.
airbrush
Yeah.
set. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'll say is this box could be about a third smaller.
As is tradition.
Fuck it. It's no. Maybe I'm being overzealous there. Oh, they've all tipped over. Hang on.
No, Army Painter tends to embiggen their
Yeah. Well, here
boxes
you go.
a bit.
There are 6 of these trays,
Yeah.
and every tray, as you can see, has got a fucking huge gap in the middle.
Yeah.
So just reduce that the fuck out of my life,
Although,
and that would
are
save you a
these
third
trays-
of the box size.
Are these trays made of cardboard?
They are made of cardboard.
At least that's something.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you buy the sets from Vallejo, the inserts, if there are inserts, they are plastic.
Yep.
Very fiddly plastic, but they use the
Yes.
space more wisely.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Vallejo one. There's. Can you hear the lack of fucking movement? Well, that one moves because I've just opened the top of it. I don't want to do that because I don't want to chuck stuff everywhere. But
Yeah.
there is no wiggle room in this at all. If I did this with this box, I'd get 60 fucking airbrush paints leashing themselves around the place.
Yeah.
Fuck my hat.
Last
That's
year,
the Danes for you. They're terrible bastards.
last year I got from my wife the beginner set and the Starship aircraft set from Vallejo, and I made a new collar holder for them, looking like this.
Clever. That's like my ogre carrying thing. It's good.
Mm. This was one wood piece, and I just sawed it in half because the holes in it actually fit very well.
See that there holds 60 paints.
Oh, we can't see that.
No, you can't. But I should get a second one of those because then that would take that airbrush set. That's over
Oh,
there.
that, yeah.
Oh, I've no idea where that's pointing at, to be brutally honest, because there's a fucking
it's
time
slap
delay.
bang in the middle of the
Oh,
fancy wonderful.
fucking get in, McCabe, get in. So there's that. That's, yeah, probably handy.
At some point, if I've got enough space, I may get myself a thing like that. And yeah, the Vallejo air paints are lovely. You barely need anything thinned; they go on smoothly. And
I thin everything.
the silver is very
Even
silvery.
the airbrush paints. Oh yeah, no, metallics are fucking amazing.
So, what's the next on our list then?
Ninjas.
Scripps, making Steel Fist Samurai.
Probably ninjas.
Samurai?
Yeah, they're practically ninjas.
Purple ninjas.
Could be that.
Also, I need to give Tuffy credit for last week. She did an awesome job in replicating your grumpiness
Right?
and cursing at every project that had Games Workshop stuff in it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she did a very good Jerry impression.
It's important to remember they're terrible bastards. But yeah, we've seen this before. As Scribbs works his way through, I imagine a small portion of the catalogue from Steelfist, because it's not a small amount of fucking stuff. Quite like that foot, so one stuck in the middle. Looks like he should be defending a village against, banditos. But some spanking little figures.
I think the bases remind me of last time when he had put all the sponges on it.
That's very... I was going to use another film title there. But that's Chinese. So I won't. I was going to say it's very hero. Where each
this funny
vignette
fellow
is a different season.
This funny fellow was the last time we were here.
Look at him coming at you like Cleopatra. Huh? The fucking Samurai Gruffalo. Don't avert your eyes. We'll have the dace. About your soup.
Oh, this is naughty. Putting in big pictures with little pictures.
Big pictures with little pictures are what the fish swim in the sea? I don't know. Something like that. Gets confusing. Look. Big fuck off bows without bowstrings.
Yeah, why is that?
It's because nobody can be arsed putting bowstrings on things.
Or rigging.
It's a pain in the arse. Oh, well, rigging's a whole other level of fuckery that we never want to get involved with. But...
So, why must you avert your eyes from these? Are they tempting your wallet?
Oh, I'll be fine. You'll be grand. You should just get one just as a little taste there, so...
It's not like it's Baron's War and your Panzer. Speaking of...
Just get a small force.
Speaking of Panzer, have you upped your pledge level yet on that Kickstarter that's running, so that you can get the freebies for the last stretch goals? I'm guessing he hasn't.
Bet he has.
Not yet. Well, I'm sure he did a pledge, but I don't think he has upped his pledge yet. If there's a possibility, if he not just went straight for the all-in.
What was it, like 10 days they're running it for or something?
Yeah, very short one, so it must be 8 days from now on, I think. And the last time I looked, they were at 26,000, and the last stretch goal was at 28 or something.
They're 27 and change at the moment. You could chuck the difference in there, Pete. It's only like another £130.
Do a double pledge.
Yeah. Look what you get. You get somebody with a saw. Looks like a saw. Man who's sawing something. Or maybe he's playing a washboard. Good. You'll be fine. Do that.
Yeah.
Or there's a fucker with a coracle on his back. Like a Welsh Navy SEAL.
A Welsh seal?
That's the one. Yeah, anyway.
So, Scripps does an amazing job, but why is this one having a giant mushroom over his head?
Because samurai. Why did that other one have that massive... What looked like somebody had fucking killed Elmo. Like stretched his mouth round a fucking hula hoop.
You're thinking about those smells. I thought it would be a different office. That's more...
I'm not as sick as you. Or, Bert and Ernie. They are sick fucks.
Oh, yes. Unknown person number 1.
No, not bell end. It's not purple enough. It's too gold.
Too shiny.
Very shiny.
Well, nicely done scripts.
Hmm.
What's on the menu next, I wonder?
I wonder too.
Oh, more of the same.
Might be. The playthrough's done in full. So really I'm just here going, playthrough's done in full now. You fucks. And he said he put a video up today actually, saying he's going to go back into the World War II version combat patrol that it's based on. However, that will come after his local games club's annual convention, which I think is coming up soon. So he's be on his way home soon, and then he'll be doing that. You're going to say, when did we talk about him in the XLBS? I don't know. I don't even think we did. It may be we were talking about him in this.
I'm sure we had him on this because we were on this project, and I think he was mentioned on the Weekender for short notice, but I can't be sure.
I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure that the terrain had been shown on the Weekender, but...
Possible. It's entirely possible. Might have been the hex stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know, because sometimes I'll just go off book and things aren't planned.
And
It's not like this, which is all tightly scripted.
And since you can't search in the videos via the medium of words, as is now... yeah.
Hola, Hazy.
Hazy boy, welcome to the madhouse.
Yeah.
No subtitle, we
I quite
won't
like-
stop. We didn't reach our 30 minutes yet.
Yeah. I quite like Fuel Patrol. Seems like it could be interesting. And Combat Patrol.
I like Kevin's positive attitude. He currently has 17 subscribers.
Yep.
And if he's getting up to a 100, he'll start a Patreon.
Go him.
Modest goals, but you go. Yeah, and it's very interesting to have someone getting constant stuff even though he's not at home.
Yeah. The fact that he was going to be away at his sister's in a different state for about a month and a half, and then pre-recorded a fucking run through and set whatever that is, 10 episodes to go out so he didn't miss anything. It's fucking more than I could be arsed doing.
Indeed. And all the more shameful that the algorithm didn't awarded him for that, for being pushed up.
Ah, well, they're fuckers. See all those ones where it says watch on YouTube on his videos? If you click on any of those, it will take you to his channel.
Yeah, but I think what he wants is actually for the people in chat to play along. And I think I'll...
They've got the link. They should be in his fucking project already.
Dude,
I don't play these games. It's one fucking button, you can't. We put the link in, you press the link button, you're already there. If you want to go to the YouTube channel, then you press the YouTube button in his project that we've already linked. Motherfuckers. I hate you all.
So this is...
Someday I will kill you.
With great prejudice.
Hazy boy, how's Conquest coming along? Oh, buddy, old pal. Just when I see you. I've not seen you in a fucking age.
Mad dog, welcome. Yeah, and don't let yourself be annoyed by that by the fact that his name is Kevin, which is the same name as Tuffy's brother, and she went on a rant about her brother.
Space herpes. Worst kind of herpes.
So what's next on table? It's Old Hammer.
Yep.
Already
It's
going...
not a hobby hangout without a Denzian.
Yeah, and he's painting a lot of small towns and cities.
Now, don't be fooled by Advanced Hero Quest in the big picture there.
Yeah, I'm always getting excited about that, and then I remember, no, this is the project we had been seen more than once, and yeah, he's painting cities.
Yep, this time round he's doing the old Mighty Empires, which was a fantastic game before they turned it into some sort of plastic hex map. 5 times the price for 6 fucking tiles. don't even know if I even had a game attached to it. I may have just been selling them out of badness. But, by Christ, that's a lot. So much so, I think that may be more than the contents of a single Mighty Empires. It's been so long since I cracked the box open, I can't remember. But it's amazing to see somebody actually sitting down and painting them all. Wow. Wow. Battle report to Rice is what I like to hear. I've got the Wadroon are currently here with me, and I've been meaning to film with the Andros for the Path of Conquest for the past, I'm going to say 3-4 weeks. And then eventually he just went yesterday, we're going to have to push it back to the middle of September because 1.5 is coming out. We have to change everything. He's going, oh, genius. But you knew it was coming out, and I knew it was coming out. Why have you kept me going for so long, you cock tease? Every Deads will film tomorrow.
This
Sure,
looks like
sure.
a lot of stuff he has still to paint.
No, most of that's out on the table.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the regiments, all these.
Yeah, don't worry about them.
You don't think he'll be painting those?
Oh, I'm sure he will be. But yeah, don't worry about them. That's for another day. He's got to finish all the terrain first before he starts worrying about the army stands.
Which isn't usually... Is it the other way around? Do people actually start with terrain painting, or do people start painting miniatures? Or is it a case of each does like he wants to?
Oh.
I'm trying to actually think how I'm going on this. I actually think I'm one of the persons who start painting terrain prior to miniatures for some odd reason.
I suppose it depends. If you're playing a terrain-heavy game like Infinity, probably behooves you. I always prefer the look of a table anyway. I can live with miniatures that are just primed or block-coloured, running about, as long as the board's quite nice. That could be it. Because it does seem like there's more than I remember, but memory's a pickled old thing after many years of alcoholism.
But it keeps it fresh.
That is true. Someday when I'm a head in a jar, I'll be thankful. Thankful.
And the person who will be putting your head into the jar will be thankful too, because he only needs to flush the fluids and not replace them completely.
Nice.
Yes, Denzian doing nice stuff with tiny fighting cities.
Yep.
And I think it's safe to say that we want a battle report once this is done.
Oh yeah, from anything in there. I don't care what.
So
There's harlequins and everything. Some mad dog shit going on.
our next project then is by one Lena, who said already hi.
Did
Yes.
she updated like, I don't know, she's got like 15 projects or something. I just picked one. I didn't bother with the rest.
This looks somewhat familiar. I think you two were playing a game of, what's it called again?
Kings of War.
Via the
Best
means
game.
of the internet.
Yep. Universal Battle. I'll go you one further. We played 3 games.
Oh no!
So, including that one with the creepy obelisk of damnation represented by the purple-eyed baby head right in the middle.
Which is the most disturbing thing on this whole battle report.
It was great. It was like there was no way I wasn't using that because I needed an obelisk of damnation. I was like, fucking get in there. I actually recorded the first game. This is from the top one's from the first game. The bottom one's from the last game. I don't think she took any pictures of the game in between. But yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to. It's 3 hours long. I may have to edit that.
3 hours?
Yep.
One
Well,
game?
yeah. 2 reasons. One, I kept having to explain rules to Lena because I think it's only her third game.
Mm-hmm.
Third game, maybe. So that slowed us down. I was also having to flick through the book to check for things every now and again because I'm going, I'm pretty sure that's it. It is it. Okay, right. And secondly, you're not picking up miniatures. You're doing things on the computer. And as we know from the computer, everything digital is worse.
Yeah,
So much worse.
It somehow slows the whole process down to a grind.
Yeah. I will say UB, as far as gameplay, is very good because there's lots of little quality of life things. Like you can pull up arcs with 1-inch increments moving away from them, so you can see exactly whenever you're positioning something, who's in your arc, where they're in your arc, and all the rest of it, and how close they are. And I believe it's also free to play. You can pay, and if you pay, you get to save shit and design your own stuff.
So it's a freemium, as they call it.
Sure. I think that's pronounced Fremen.
No, I'm quite sure it's not.
The boy child is strong. He will have sanctuary in my tribe. Fucking Fremens are awesome. I'm not.
Why? You just made me think of the librarian in the universe of Dune.
Oh, you're the worst. Just the worst.
Which house would he belong to?
Everett McGill is not the librarian. Everett McGill is Mazeballs. And may or may not still be alive. I'm not sure. I think when Lynch released Series 3 of Twin Peaks, everybody died. It's very peculiar. Anyway, so I've done stuff. I've played games. Cats. What have you been doing with your lives?
Yeah, but do they count when they are just on the computer?
Yes.
You're just saying yes because you played them.
I play games.
If I had been playing on the computer with different persons that are potentially living beings, we would have said no.
Well, it depends. Would you be playing a tabletop war game on the computer? Or would you have been playing some sort of one of these first-person shoot-'ems?
No, I would have played a masturbation simulator.
That's, similar but different.
And you took 3... How are you going to cut that down to decent size?
Nobody said anything about decent size. I might just go in and cut out some of the bits where we pause for me to go for a piss or to look up a question.
Oh, fair enough.
It may be cut down to 2 hours and 55 minutes. It's good enough for me. People don't want to sit through it. And they can fuck off.
Did you take notes on at what timestamp you went off for a league?
No, I just have to watch it all. It's more fun that way. Think of it this way: 3 hours was a whole game, or it's the deployment and turn 1 of a 40k game. 40k shit.
That's fair. So, after we have indulged ourselves on Lena's nicely painted miniatures from a year ago and a game of pushing around... 3 games pushing around virtual tokens, what's next on the table? Oh, I think we've seen him before.
Told you he was not alone. Wild West Exodus.
So funnily enough, this popped up in my feed today because of notifications, a new project for Star Wars Legion. Selden did a quite amazing job on paging up the complete box of Clone Wars. Even though he went on a rant a bit because, droids.
I'd like to point out, despite the fact this was all uploaded today, it was started like a year ago. So, cheating, I feel, in some respects, but still.
Why is it cheating?
It's like there's people who keep putting up private projects. Then I go into them and comment on them. Been having a conversation with fucking Bugger Off in his Clash of Spears Celtiberian project that still hasn't gone live yet. Put another post on that today. Prick. So, just saying. But it's a really nice little project, including some terrain and object source lighting on Uniwan. He's a bit spearminty on his lightsaber, we'll say that.
But maybe that's just the way the pictures are taken. I find myself, every time I take a picture of the same mini, they don't look exactly the same in any 2 pictures.
Oh well, that's because you're not a professional photographer buff like myself.
Yeah, that's probably really true and a very saddening thought.
Oh, it is. It's upsetting. It's deeply upsetting. It upsets me. I hear Wexodus has got stuff coming for it, Hazy, as well. Later on this year. I suppose I better paint the Woodrune to get them out of the way before I go. I have no idea what's in Wexodus. Greys, there are greys in it, aren't there? Maybe it'll be easy. Maybe I'll just get the greys to paint.
if
Spray them all grey. Walk the fuck
if there
away.
are greys in there, I think there will be a Lloyd all over it.
Oh no.
No?
Lloyd's not allowed to go near them until he finishes off painting up as British from the Flames of War boot camp.
Which has been how long ago?
I don't know, 2 years, 3 years? Something like that. I might just keep lists of what people are still working on for projects / group activities. And when they finally catch up to me, then they get to pick. Till that point, unlucky.
Yeah, and he, coming back to the project, the piece of wreckage he 3D printed does
Yes.
look nice on the first glance, but
Here it comes. Stepping.
oh, holy fucking oh.
I can neither confirm nor deny, Hazy Boy.
Careful, you'll strain your neck.
Oh yeah, look at the stripes. Maybe, right? Maybe that's what the ship looked like. It's not unnecessary striping. It actually had stripes.
The possibility is there. I'll
Maybe the
grant you
reason
that.
maybe the spaceship crashed because it was actually wooden. The outside was fenced.
Oh, could you imagine a repaint of some classical starship as a wooden steampunky thing?
Simmer it for your spaceship. Yep. Keep the magnetic mines the fuck off. See, you just gotta dive into it. Make up your own reasons behind it.
It's a very inefficient heat shield, but it is a heat
Yeah.
shield.
Take your glasses off. Bingo bongo, jobs are good.
Yeah, still not going near 3D printing as is currently.
Don't worry, these are all deep space vessels. Crazy, they've got perfectly ball-like landers that go up and down.
Oh, great. So, what is next? Oh, Jerry
I'm
just ran out of juice.
No, just I was reading what Lord Bethel of Romford, parliamentary blah blah blah, was sitting underneath the scatter train. Oh, clever. I don't get letters from lords.
Again, 3 times the charm.
Yes, super fantastic, great.
What is this? Putting on hold for... Oh, putting stuff on hold. That's why he got into your radar.
No,
Oh,
maybe.
perhaps.
Shut up.
Starting a new faction, paint your card strong, got defense incoming. So basically, he's saying, I'm a hobby butterfly, I need to go to different flowers.
But it did throw this one into my line of fire as well, so it was like, fuck you. Let's have a look and see what they've been doing.
Yeah, people
And
should...
despite not doing the Japanese sectorial, which is obviously the best form of Yu Ching, super fantastic, great, they are still very nice.
Yeah, people should learn that if they touch their projects, that at some point you'll be made aware of them. It's like raptors, movement.
To be fair, yeah, my eye is drawn to movement. To be fair, if they don't touch it, my eye will eventually be drawn to it as well, because I don't like projects sitting still for any length of time either. You've got to keep your eye on them all the time, especially those bastards with their private ones. Watch news.
I'm just thinking, I only have 1 or 2 private ones, and I think you're aware of both of them.
Oh, there is another thing though. on the subject of private, when people double post, or one person quadruple posted a project, because obviously the website spazzed the fuck out, and they were just spamming start project. Feel free to go ahead and make 3 of those private, because nobody needs to see them in a fucking row like ducks. Just, keep the one that you're going to update public and fuck the rest. Just, it's a public service announcement from me to whoever the fuck needs to hear that.
Thankfully,
I have in the past gone in and just edited them myself and set them to private because it annoys me.
why not just delete them?
I don't have those
Oh,
sort of powers.
not yet.
You think if I had those powers to be a single Age of Sigmar or 40k or round-based fantasy thing in the project system?
Yes. I'm not saying for how long. Yeah, there would be.
Only until I find them and they'll be dealt with. I do like that. There's a little airbrushing tip, little tipulet for you. It's the medium of cling film or shrink wrap or
For painting,
sarin gas
airbrushing,
or whatever the fuck they call it. For when you're airbrushing, you've got the rest painted and you want to do like a glow or a highlight or a weapon, and instead of trying to shield your thing, you just literally put it in a plastic bag. It's
Yeah.
great. I have a whole tube of it in that box behind me that I can't reach, so I'm not going to try.
And I think this works better than using masking tape on something like a miniature.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, even if you get masking tape in there, at no, masking tape or even masking fluid, it's just such a pain in the hole that at some point you've got to just kick back, give up, and wrap it in a plastic bag.
Also, with anything that is sticking to your paint, there's the risk that if you take it off, you're taking the paint off with it.
Well, yeah. Although you're generally fine with masking fluid. Although if you're that worried, you should always varnish it. Which is how I was shown to airbrush when I was initially getting into it. It's like every time you do something clever, varnish it before you go on to the next bit. That way you won't fuck it up. It seems like a lot of effort. And is it as much effort as stripping the model and starting again from scratch? Good point.
I think Jerry is just having a wank. Either that or he's shaking paint bottles.
No, liquid, what you call it? Liquid latex, masking fluid.
And somebody tell Panzer that George Washington is already dead. You don't need to kill him.
No.
So what's I see the tail of topic. No, the description of the topic for the next
Why
project,
not?
which is
You don't know.
Spee
The graph Spee.
doing Star Wars Legion
Yep. What can I say?
with different things of terrain. I do like the way he's painting up the bunker.
Right. I like the way he was painting up the miniatures, especially that set of rebel scum. I mean, rebel specialists. They're lovely. The medical droid in particular.
And
Greg Wallace, yes, the man who, despite being bald, still wears a hairnet. Greg Wallace.
And I see he went almost the same route as I with the console and just glued them together.
Hey, life's too short. Waiting's for wankers, you know that.
Yeah, but I went a bit crazy on the monitors. I magnetized them so that you can rearrange them.
Right, you've lost it, mate. You've got wrong.
Oh no, it'll be grand once it's finished.
I've not opened this masking stuff in ages, and it all gunked up.
And now you can just throw it away.
Nope.
Nope.
No, I'm
Is
not
it-
throwing it away.
Is it salvageable?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's just the lid had gunked up. It wasn't sitting properly. That's practically a new bottle. throwing that away. I've just not opened it in a year. Anywho,
Yeah, this is an interesting paint scheme on the part of her hair.
yep, but sure, why not? Go lean into the full Sabine Wren look. It's the future. Everybody can be pink.
She just needs to duck into the static alien grass and is completely invisible.
Or even the big fuck off pink plant behind her.
Or even that.
Maybe that's why she dyed it that colour. Clever rebel bastard. Huh?
Sneaky gits.
Clever bastards.
And I see the R5 unit doesn't have a blown motivator.
Oh, well done, Ed. It's probably not our hero. It's probably some other shit. R5.
Our
He's a
hero,
coward.
Our hero is Gonk.
Gonk.
Gonk will save
Gonk.
the day.
Gonk. A Star Wars story. Gonk.
I've seen a picture today of somebody photoshopping a Gonk into a cloning badge, and Darth Vader kneeling before it going, "Yes, my master."
That's the way to do it.
Gonk.
Where are they from? I believe they're the set that Fragging Unicorns had made for their Kickstarter. I'm trying to think who made those. Death Ray Designs, is that a company? Is that something that exists?
Sadly, he doesn't say.
Yeah, but I'm sure I've seen them before. Anyway, you shouldn't get distracted. There's a battle report in there while you're scrolling like a madman.
Yes, I've just went past it shortly. I'll be returning to it momentarily. I'm just totally... Tabletop Scenics are some of the other ones. So possibly Tabletop Scenics? Maybe. Getting back to the battle report, because
definitely a company anyway.
That's why we're here for, I'm guessing.
Oh, there's Speed in the chat anyway. That makes life easier.
Yeah.
Happy days. I was right. As Death Ray Designs did Fragging Unicorn stuff. Similar but different.
TT Combat.
Long way to go to get
Stonewolf,
noodles.
good evening. Yeah, Panzer, that's because you're growing old. That's why my erratic pointing and clicking is making you sick.
Hanging to the left, Storming. You just spending all your time going round and round on the Lewis now that's free?
I'm going to say...
I like how you thought the same way I was going to think. Soap. And even picked the correct side. So well done. Shocking altogether. Anywho, yeah. I really like it. I like it for the comprehensiveness of the project, because I'm a sucker for Tiny Fighting Men, for terrain, and then for battle reports.
Yeah.
As we all know.
I think what I like most is this. What we see here on this table is basically one core box. There's nothing additional.
Yep.
But he took his time and painted the measuring tools, as I did. Added a little bit of generic terrain, which isn't too much. And I think, if memory serves, this is the introductory game from the rulebook.
Can we go back to the artwork you found in your attic?
Who found artwork?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's further down, you'll see it. Or you may have passed it, I don't know. You skip around like a lunatic. It's difficult to tell where you are. Oh no, it's a bit further down.
These ones. Concept artworks.
Yep. Where'd they spring from? Huh? And do you only have 3? Oh no, hang on, there's a whole fucking host of them.
The Empire Strikes Back portfolio, dazzling production paintings from spectacular space epic. So it looks to be not a book, but a collection of paintings.
That's fucking stunning. So from now on, anytime you're taking any photographs, I don't care if it's for fantasy, historic, or the scale.
These needs to be in the background.
Need to be a backdrop. What will I use for these 6mm Napoleonics? Oh,
Yoda and
Best-man.
Swamp.
it's all good. It's all good in the hood.
Yeah, I love these things. That, what's his face, Ralph McQuarrie?
It's the one. Good
Sick,
old Ralph.
sick talented bastard. And some of his original designs for things like Chewbacca and the Falcon I love even more than the finished project. Or product, better said.
Yeah, Chewie in particular. This big fuck off bug
With
eyes.
the, are these actually eyes? I never looked at close. I always thought there could be some kind of goggles.
Like Sonic the Hedgehog wears.
Yeah.
Possible. It is possible. The geodesic domes are great. Buckyballs.
Oh, and he either got magnetized the bloody weapons for the RTST.
It's
Hey.
entirely possible that
Yeah.
they've just grown spontaneously. Spontaneous generation is still a thing, isn't it?
I think yes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, those actually lended themselves very well to being magnetized. If every weapon on every model kit would lend itself that well to be magnetized, I would be so happy.
Yeah. I was gutted when John glued the ones for the studio on. Saying, but you
Why?
don't, but they're
Yeah,
it's practically
perfect.
made for it.
And depending on how good or bad the actual hole is, you didn't need a magnet because it was friction fit.
Yeah. Especially if you got primer on it. I have a question. Where'd you get the aquarium plants from? Just a local place, or was it like one of these eBay China jobs?
China job. Why am I thinking about weird Vietnam movies now? Sucky, 350. I make long. Good.
Countries are close. I'll give you that. eBay. Because I mean, those ones, the flat leaf purple ones, and then the strange pod looking ones, are particularly alien-esque and great looking. Did you skip past both the plants and the container covered in Imperial propaganda
No, I
posters?
didn't skip past. I just reserved them for later.
Oh, okay. So I do like those.
Yeah, these.
Those plants are epic.
So they're 6mm?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure. Did you notice that bloody AMG isn't returning my calls?
Yes. I've all noticed that.
Not only
they
then-
said you'll get an answer whenever we put free in the credits. Oh, well, that's not happening. No, well, fair enough then.
Not only are they not returning my calls, the bloody bastards deactivated comments on the YouTube videos, which I find very annoying.
Probably given up.
Oh, and the weird thing is, AMG has started providing the PDF for rulebooks for Legion now in their download section on their miniature forum they have.
Wow.
And
It's probably
at
an accident.
At first, people were saying, yeah, there's a new set of rules for Legion. And I was, did I miss something? Nope. That's the same PDF that had been available on FFG sites since December last year.
But at least it's now on the company that is producing the game's website.
Yeah, but it's only
So,
the
you know.
cause that there isn't the reference book and not the errata.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
I'm guessing, and this might, I hope this is true, I'm guessing they are going to put out a revised version of the rulebook as
Sure.
FFG did,
Keep living the dream.
because they got actually and I find this a very useful feature. You can, if you're logged into the forum, you can mark that PDF as notify me if this is getting updated. So I'm guessing when AMG does a new version, I'm going to get an email saying, hey, the PDF you're watching has gotten an update. Which would be very
Definitely.
good.
Yeah, no. We all believe that. That's exactly what's going to happen.
You're just saying that, but your eyes are telling me you don't believe.
No, I believe. It's not like they've just put out a new version of Peter Parker and Doc Ock. That they didn't need to because they already had them. Well, hang on a minute, they did, didn't they? No Legion for you.
I want.
Yeah, but as the philosopher Jagger once said, you don't always get what you want.
He also said, I see a red door and I want to paint it black. So I never knew where to find a red door other than on the British telephone cell. Phone box.
Right, people don't paint their front doors round your way.
Usually not red.
Oh, you're so random.
Most of them are pretty boring, plain brown or white. Also,
Deadly dull.
speaking,
Probably not efficient to paint it red.
Speaking of things that have been announced, Pete, listen up. If you haven't watched the forums on Tabletop, you may want to look into there. Catalyst Games made some announcement regarding on new boxes for BattleTech, on how well they've been printed and now shipped.
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Why?
Well, John has just bought a copy of the BattleTech box by Catalyst for like £200 on eBay from America because it's been so out of stock fucking everywhere. And I just love the idea that before his box even is posted to him, that they've actually done a reprint and he could have picked it up for 50 quid.
Yeah, they do a reprint, but I think the core set was away some time now. I think it's going to be in the US. I think, what did they say? Let's have a look at that email. Hang on a second. Open up, you bloody bastard. If it stays on track, it means the base game will be available again to stores and on the website early October.
Shipping from the States 6 weeks. Yeah, it's entirely possible that the game could be available for not 4 times the cover price for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bad timing? Very
no,
bad
great
timing.
timing. No, spectacular timing. If it is, I'll buy a copy for myself.
Yeah, and also
Just go, this only cost me 50 quid. I don't care.
the beginner box will also be available by October, but potentially more November because of the shipping issues they're having. And the Clan Invasion box has gotten a reprint as well. And a fourth printing of that is underway by now. So basically, yeah, Catalyst knows that there's demand and they're trying to make sure everybody gets some.
Wacky fun. Ah, well.
Yeah, it's things that happen. That's why you don't pay inflated prices.
They all knew the risks.
It was a calculated risk, but man, he seemed to be bad at math. Next project then, Kargrim, doing
Yes.
Rakmun's Glorious Empire of Dust. Kings of War. So, and Empire of Dust isn't... what are they called from Games Workshop again? The weird pseudo-Egyptian ones?
Tomb Kings.
Tomb Kings, yes.
Well, they're dusty undead. So in that respect, kind of.
Oh, one entry.
Just one, yeah. Just really there for my own personal amusement. Because these have been squirreled away somewhere. It's like, oh, I should put these on the project system. It's like, yeah, you fucking should have, shouldn't you?
Squirreled away. I see what you did there.
You can clearly see my nuts. It's just
I'd rather not.
It's an old Tommy Cooper joke.
I'm not sure that Lena would fancy me seeing your nuts.
Man walks into a psychiatrist, naked but wrapped head to toe in cling film. The psychiatrist takes one look at him and goes, "Come in, take a seat. I can clearly see your nuts."
Very well done.
Is it any wonder people didn't go on stage when he was having a heart attack? They just thought it was part of his routine. Anyway, yeah, short and sweet. But I do like to see more Kings of War, even if it is Empire of Dust filth.
This beast is an interesting paint job with all the very intricate little details. I'm guessing that's a pain in the ass to paint all that little triangles.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't do it.
Looks amazing. Gotta give him that.
You know, you're young once, I suppose. Maybe that's how he was looking at it. Not sure what he uses it as.
Or he used some form of payment service to get other people to make it for him.
Oh no, generally he paints his own shit. Mostly.
Hazy boy, if you need have the BattleTech starter box on your shelf, you may want to sell it now on eBay for a premium and get a new one in about 3 months' time. Then you would have a fresh one without dust on it.
The problem with that's only a small problem, but sometimes Catalyst do the FFG maneuver.
Oh, I forgot.
Where they go, oh, we could send it to Europe. We certainly printed some for Europe, but then people in America want it. Fuck you, Europeans. And then redirect the shipment to the States.
The thing that was very interesting, they in that update on the Kickstarter, they also did a very detailed explanation on which edition by which publisher sold how many items over the last, who knows, years.
40.
And by that comparison, their sales numbers look really good. Which doesn't stop it from being not available in stores and people asking for it and not getting it.
Yeah.
Which always drives me mental.
Yeah, they can try and turn it up any way they want. But just because they're selling more than previous editions doesn't mean that people sat in the past going, I can't play this game. I never once remember anybody ever going, I really want to play BattleTech and I can't because I can't buy the books. Because you can always buy the fucking books from FASA.
Yeah, I remember going into our local comic shop and you needed to turn around to the used bin where you could buy the old stuff. And then you did a 180 and there was the shelf with all the new and shiny.
See? Just goes to show you. New, not always better.
But then again, that was a time without the internet, so scalping was hard. Once something went into a store, it usually stayed there until somebody bought it.
Ah, it was beautiful. Beautiful times. No fucking around there. Yeah. Those scarab swarms. Little scarab bastards.
Next project then, please, is Stargrave by Demon's Up. I think I read that name just a moment ago.
My done.
What did he do? Did he behave?
It was the very first one we started with. Stargrave / 5 parsecs. Seeing a lot of 5 parsec stuff kicking around at the moment. For whatever reason. But this is a sort of a little delve into it. So there's an eclectic mix of stuff is going together to make the bits and pieces we had. Look at the terrain 2 or 3 weeks ago, which came from Star Saga, and I can't remember what the company is that ripped off Antonissi's workshop and their pods. Yeah, you did that joke then as well. Saga's correct. Different game though. Anyway, since then, pushed on, and we have other bits and pieces. So, Scumbags, courtesy of Cultists for 40k. Sarissa, that's it. And, you know, the Pirate Shock Troopers. Do those helmets come with those? Because those helmets look awesome.
I like the way he's taking pictures from his boards from above, which really gives you an impression on how everything's set up.
It's very battle reporty.
I was going to say, the only thing that's now missing is a proper battle report.
Let's see, one of those. Cock.
And the best use of Games Workshop terrain is not using it in a Games Workshop game.
It's all about scatter and cover. Ah, is that it? Okay.
What is that? Rufjavmetl?
Catley Watley Swizz Blue Blooms.
Is that some weird of thing of spammy botty thing? Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't want to buy follows. I'm breeding my own.
Breeding your own.
And here's the banhammer. Have fun. At least they didn't annoy us with calling us nice words. Yes, breeding. Panzer, you heard me right. I'm using little petri dishes, and then I put samples of subscribers in it, and then I put them in the oven and I let them rise for half an hour.
Like subscriber samples?
Like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. Or, as Warren says, you may want to ding or dong. No, please don't ding my dong. It's old. It might fall off. And at some point, Warren will hit that point and will not edit the video. Let's be honest. I'm pretty sure every time somebody watches a video of to the nth degree, when the ding or dong jingle comes along, he somehow sits there starting to giggle. And who can blame him?
It's a possibility.
5 parsecs from home. Looks like a chunky book.
Yes, Doug.
Wealth and safety? What's that?
It's where you need to...
Never heard of it. Pirate Shock Troopers. Yeah, all in all, a very nice project, being very thoroughly, still needs more battle reportees. A lot more of them. Maybe even, and I'm going to say something very weird now, maybe even do a video on it. See,
video on it? What?
If Panzer Kaput manages to make a video on his Baron's War thingamajig drink, anybody can. The Candyman can. So what's next on the list? I'm not trying to guess what this stands for. ECW?
English Civil War.
Oh, I'll never remember that.
Would have thought so.
So it looks like this is the project where he started to make his own rules, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly it. And we not only have more advanced versions of those rules, but also a battle report. Awesome sauce.
With a lot of PDFs in it. Which is nice if you have something you want to read up later when the project system is acting up again.
Yeah, they're not particularly long, to be fair. It's like, here's a chart. Here's a page. Here's another chart. So you too can play test at home. It's all good.
A quick question to the audience and Jerry. Seeing this modular river there, how do you feel about having those? In the way that they're not very good connected and looking a bit weird.
Well, I don't mind. I've got 2 or 3 of them myself.
For some reason, I really can't envision myself using those, and at the same time I'm trying to mimic something similar for a bigger Legion table build, but I'm always stopping progress because I'm horrified of the thought that it's not fitting perfectly and would look wonky and out of shape. Yes, I know I'm weird.
Yeah, you are weird. I mean, presumably that does fit perfectly, and he's hit it with something. Because it doesn't go out to the edge of the board. It doesn't match up to the thing there, but they're all flush cats. But I assume playing was more important to him than worrying about whether or not he'd knocked that river for a photograph.
Oh, and speaking of taking pictures while doing battle reports, in one of the podcasts I listened, I can't really tell from which one, there was an interview with a bloke from formerly Games Workshop, I think.
That does narrow it down.
And yeah, but it's not about who they talked to, but a trick they used for doing battle reports for White Dwarf, which, come to think of it, is a really logical thing, but I never thought about it. So the thing was, he said, yeah, having your game interrupted by someone taking professional quality pictures would really spoil all the fun. So they were just taking Polaroids and then
set up
staging
afterwards.
them again.
Did we not talk about this in the Weekender?
It could be. Could well be. I think it was you, but the sheer thought of
literally Sunday I was talking about that.
That's the simplicity of the remedy for a annoying fact of taking pictures while doing gaming, and I wonder why I never thought of that.
I don't know.
Or any other people, because I'm under the impression that most people doing pictures while doing battle reports are actually doing them the instant they're doing them.
Well, there's a very good reason they did it and could do it at GW. One, it was to go in a professional magazine, so they needed to have them properly lit.
Yeah.
And 2, all of the armies belonged to the studio in the main. Or if they didn't, they belonged to somebody who worked in the studio. Whereas if you're playing a game at your club, you can't ask to take your friend's army home to put it on your professional stage and light it correctly. Because a lot of people will go, no.
Yeah, and I think
I won't give you my army.
And I think a third option is possibly, even if you had a decentish camera back in the day, using it with regular film still needs you to make good lighting, and with today's cameras and smartphones, excuse me, it's a bit better. It's more easily to remedy things because you're not wasting film.
Yeah, but if it's going into a publication, I still see Wargame Soldiers and Strategy and Wargames Illustrated inviting people to come up. They'll submit their pictures and they'll go, oh, that's really nice. Can you come up and we'll take them properly, just like you haven't, to put them in the magazine. or will travel to you to do it. 'Cause, that happens a lot because it's a different thing between doing something to stick on the internet
Yeah, I
and
guess.
doing something that people are going to pay for.
Still, the sheer simple fact of having this workaround, something struck with me at that moment. I felt a bit flabbergasted, I guess is the word.
Shocking.
Well, but getting back to Apple
you
Mac,
young cub.
says the one who's younger than me. But then again, only in age.
Only, as you say, in age.
So Apple Mac, really nicely done, and I love people being able to stick with an idea and run with it for any length of time, and actually getting to a point where it resembles some sort of product or producty idea.
It's interesting to see. I quite like how he's using bits and pieces from various games as well to feed into it. So he's got the Exploding Sixes from Mantic Games. He's also using VWQ, which I think is Victory Without Quarter, something like that. Pike and shot rule set to do simultaneous artillery barrages. So it doesn't matter what you're doing in your phase of your turn. When that's drawn, all the RD goes off as just cannonry kicks off.
And all of a sudden, everybody's hitting the ground.
Yeah, well, or alternatively, you miss your opportunity to fire because you've walked a regiment in front of your actual target and you can't see anything to shoot. So, you have to be tactical where they're going. And also there's even a touch of the Two Fat Lardies with their Tiffin, where he's got sort of 3 black dice in there, and when all 3 are drawn, that's a turnover. So it sort of speeds up your decisions of what is important. So there's lots of stuff going in with his own sort of playtest rule set.
Yeah, and
I really like how it's come together.
What's even more fascinating for me is people might say, yeah, he's just nicking ideas from other people's, but he actually knows all these games, obviously, because he wouldn't know where to nick ideas from if he didn't know the games. And using different ingredients and only using the best parts, that's basically every cook's natural habit. So kudos to him for getting things done in that way. If I tried, I couldn't, because my knowledge is so limited in the way of rulebooks that it would really work.
Well, it's one of those comes over time.
You say with age?
Yep. Very much so.
Well, maybe there's hope for me then, after all, if I'm getting to be 125 years old.
Never knew your luck.
Oh, I could be very lucky. May I live in interesting times or something. Next project then, please, is painting evil dwarfs. Again, this is a very seldom line-heavy show, I feel.
Oh,
Because he's putting all his projects on hold.
He's putting them on hold, and we're not going to see them for quite some time. So we may as well get up to date with them before they all vanish. There's only a couple in here, which is a couple of heroes, because we've seen, I think, everything from the Taurus onwards before. But I do quite like the Evil Justin with the Evil Justin candle head on a staff. I'm not entirely certain what's in his hands. I'm feeling it's like some sort of strange glass globe thing.
Yeah, maybe some form of liquid bomb, something you throw, and then like the goober balls from what's his face, Jar Jar Binks and his company.
Gungans.
Yes, Gungans. That word was escaping me.
Could be Gungans. I like the idea that it's bowling balls, like it could be the bowler from Mystery Men.
He's actually not fighting. He's just on his way to the bowling alley and got caught up in it.
That's a lovely range that they do of dwarves. They're always constantly on sale as well. It's very peculiar.
So they're never fully priced.
Every time I look at Skybore, Skibore, Seabore, Cyber, whatever the fuck they're called, every time I look at them, their dwarves are on sale or just about to come off sale. They just cycle through constantly. Anyway, I think they're one of the nicest ranges they do as well, and one of the few ranges of evil dwarves that exist out there these days. If people have not been paying attention to evil dwarves, Russian Alternative closed about 7 or 8 weeks ago. So if anybody wanted Russian Alternative as your evil dwarf army, unfortunately you've left it too long and they've gone away.
But wouldn't be any dwarf be an evil dwarf if you just used a different color palette?
Yes/no. Big Taurus-like creatures.
Yeah, okay.
Are particularly the order of the day, and you don't find them outside of evil dwarves. Yes, you could paint some infantry and go there evil dwarves. All right, fair enough. But you'll miss out on Taurus and centaurs and shit like that, which most of them had. That's a shame because Russian Alternative had some gorgeous miniatures. But that'll be the last we see of the greeny purple dwarves for a while. I do like that grey-green or green-grey skin tone. I'm not sure which way around it is.
If he's saying this will pick up again in the new year, that already sounds like he won't.
I think so.
Pushing things 4 months ahead is, at least when I do things like this, it's a clear sign of, I finished it within my head, but I'm not ready to let it go completely yet.
You know, you're very negative. You're very glass half empty. You're very rare damn.
I'm actually
destroyed, aren't you?
Bottle very empty.
That's terrible. I'd like to imagine it's because he's not going to get a chance to play these games until
2023.
Early next year, and therefore there's no point in buying stuff until he knows what works and what doesn't work for the army. Skybore are not cheap. They make GW look. Actually, no, they're still cheaper than GW, but they're up there. I mean, they're close to GW in price, so they're not cheap.
Don't remind me of prices. That will just make me think about the October sale coming up from
October. I've had to take my big gob smasher bastard out of here in case any of you can't see what way I was painting it.
Did anyone guess the correct color scheme?
I haven't looked. I'll look once the video is published, or the day before we publish it. I'll go and have a look through and see. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, none of you have. You're all shit. So.
It's probably some weird ancient codex you found somewhere in the attic that only 3 were ever made and went out to the public, and nobody but you knows about them.
I like Soap Dodger's idea, but I couldn't do it now because you've suggested / guessed it. I don't want to have to send you anything, Soap. So no, unfortunately not that.
Then off to Tuffy's project.
Yes.
She is showing off her Kill Team Octarius.
Now, I always get confused here. Is he Tough Years or Tuffy Ears? Which one is he?
It's Tough Years. Pretty sure it's Tough Years. By now.
Makes sense.
And I'm pretty sure she's asleep by now. You bored her.
That's no fun.
Tuffy, you're still here? Tuffy, hello. Wakey, wakey. Oh, see, there she is.
No fun anymore.
So, again, one thing with Tuffy, which is quite insane to me, is the speed she's taking.
Speed?
There's, in the morning, there's a notification, oh, I've got my box of X thing I've got now. Later that day, you'll see assembled models, and later in the evening, we're painted.
Yeah, well, follows the mantra of speed and power by Jeremy Clarkson.
I imagine that she's sitting in her hobby room and then goes like a Tasmanian devil, just in circles, swinging paintbrushes. Oh,
Don't die.
if I die,
Chocolate-covered coffee beans. Is that what you're doing?
yes, that would be the best way to go. Die of coffee.
It's a way to go. Let's not go with the best.
It's one of the best I can think of.
Different. Very different.
So, tell me, how did you like the terrain in that set? I was watching a German YouTuber who complained about the terrain pieces having very bad flashing and mold lines on it. Any words on that? I know we will have to wait because of the time.
Hmm.
Dum 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 dum. Oh, she will tell us at some point. And she obviously cheated by using other people's painting tutorials. Which takes care of not having to think what paints to use.
Very true. Although, you know, orcs are green.
Deathcore is grey.
Deathcore of Krieg. Are they grey?
Bluish grey.
I'm fairly certain they weren't. I can't reach my copy of Armageddon because I took it off the shelf because I needed the room. But I don't think they were particularly bluey grey when they first came out.
Horrible mold lines, she says. You could get into the city along them. Yeah, that's more or less the thing Michael was talking about.
Like they've
I quote,
the Deathcore up.
Games Workshop, you did better once. What's happening? And my thoughts were, yeah, they're chipping out on production, possibly, to make even more money.
You know. Have they moved production back to England yet?
I don't think so.
Have to do that at some point.
Maybe now that PayPal is taking extra money from Europeans buying from England. It's annoying. And no spelling error of Krieg.
Hey, you know, there's only a few letters in it. You'd like to imagine they'd get it right.
Yeah. you wish. Oh, look. It's the A-Team. Where is that? My most favourite scene. There it is.
Oh, you're waiting for the sign on the walkmat. Yeah.
Best scene ever.
You are so predictable.
Yes, I am. But better be a predictable German than an unpredictable one.
Better to be a predictable German than an unpredictable Austrian. That goes.
Oh, he was very predictable at some point. The scenery is still from Nipland, says Tuffy.
Oh, there you go.
Though I have to give him a small bit of credit for making the Orc Fortress line up the way that you can make an actual fortress about from 4 pieces of wall.
It's one way of doing it. Tiny bold lines on the Mantic Enforcers. That's because they're new in plastic. You didn't have to go through the saffering that was the original PVC ones. They were fucking horrendous.
And PVC is hard to scrape, if I remember you correctly.
Yep, it's not great. Although I will quite happily go through there with all manner of chemicals to get the result I want. So, wow.
So for the last project of today, before Jerry is collapsing, it's Doug the Fuck. He had closed the project.
Douglas the Fugless. It seems like only yesterday where Doug was going, I'm going to do the US Marine Corps. And then it was like, oh, I've finished the US Marine Corps. What have you bitches been up to in the last 3 months? And, well, it's interesting you said, Doug. At one point, I did order some boxes to put my bolt action armies into, which I've had for, I'm going to say, years longer than you, and still haven't got around to painting any of them. So that's what I've been doing. But they're in boxes now.
Yeah,
Boxes.
I've seen some of his pictures that he shared on the weird medium that is Instagram. So he has been a very productive little badger, working his way through a lot of minis.
From April to August, just boxed off the A months right there. And it's really nice. Now it needs to do is build a table to go with it and then play some battles. Do a battle report.
Yeah, and maybe get some, what do we call those? Palm trees?
Yes. You should go on to the Train Tutor's website, Facebook page, YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
Ask him.
And yeah.
Oh no, all of them.
Yeah, currently Mel is missing in action again for some weird reason. Sunday, 2 weeks ago, he stated, "Oh, my internet crapped. No stream tonight," and since then I haven't heard zilch.
I do like your basing. Did I mention like your basing? I like basing.
It's a lot of small rocks.
Yep. Do you have a Japanese army? I have a blister pack of Japs you can have, Doug. They're in that thing behind me. I bought a load of stuff one day at the only model shop in near Nairn. And I got home to discover in amongst all the shit I was buying for stuff I needed, I got Japs. And the only thing I could work out is the blister pack had ripped, so it wouldn't hang on the blister rack. So somebody must have set it down, and while I was lifting things off and setting them, I'd set it beside it. And then I just scooped up all the things. I just went, these. I got home going, what the fuck are these Imperial Japanese fucking thing? Jesus Christ. And I can't bring them back because, quite frankly, that's not a real store. Well, it is a real store, but, you know, everything is sort of cash only, handwritten notes in little books so they know what to reorder. Don't ask for a receipt. It's beyond their capability. The old toy box Belfast. Fucking amazing. So I've been stuck with Japanese for the last 7 years, I think, probably.
Well, hold on to them. They might be worth money at some point.
I can't remember what they are. They're not the good things, because as far as I can tell, the only people who take Japanese just field nothing but battalions of fucking bamboo spear bomb laden mad bastards and then just run across the table at you and explode your face.
So basically they're reenacting some serious Sam games on the tabletop.
Yo. Could be that, certainly. Reenacting something. I don't think they're reenacting the Pacific War. I'll give you that.
Not
that many fucking lunatics
sense.
with bamboo explosive spears, but you know, still, these guys don't have those, so unlucky. Suck it up.
Maybe you can use them to make some kind of prisoner of war miniatures of them. Coffee isn't good anymore?
Coffee is almost fucking iced coffee. It's so cold. Has been sitting here for about 2 hours, mind you.
Yeah, that's nice.
I have a tendency to
Doug
forget
the
I've got coffee.
Is using a bad word. He used the word jab, and because Twitch is currently being a total pain in the ass because of COVID, right. Somehow the word jab has gotten on a banned list. It's
like jab, but spelled incorrectly. Is that what it is?
But spelling things on purposely wrong is a thing that somehow found its way into Twitch filters, and
I'm going to assume it's just because children can't spell.
Yeah, I was also almost tempted to use. That's also banned, Tuffy. I'm always almost tempted to use the new tag system to use some of the tags that allegedly attract harassment people. So if we were going to stream on the stream with the tag trends, for transsexual. There are bots flooding channels
Wow.
for whatever poor life choice reasons. People do this stuff. It's beyond me. Just leave people alone. Living their lives.
No, you can't do that. This is the future, where everybody should be categorized. Patrick McGowan tried to warn us.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God. The prisoner. I will not be briefed, debriefed, indexed, stamped. I am not number. I am a
That
man.
one. Yeah, I just wasn't sure about the name. But yeah, I know that one. At least the few lines I get from the Iron Maiden song. I'm not a number. I'm a free man.
You should watch it. It's amazing.
I think I've seen one episode at some point in the late night TV. Some weird floating bubble getting him.
That's Rex. Rex is the guard dog that protects the people on the island. Or say island, in the village. You have to watch it all, because otherwise then Altered Visages, which is the graphic novel that they released as a book-ending prequel, or not prequel, sequel to The Prisoner, won't make any sense. You won't have any idea why he's cracked and now thinks he's number one. And even after they've gone in and freed everybody from the village, couldn't find him. I think decades later they go back and he's just there, shaggy-haired fucking lunatic. It's amazing. It's really good. I think Patrick may have written it.
Yes, sadly, most of these things from...
It's on that shelf behind those elephants, which I can't reach, so I'm not going
The
to.
sad thing about most things that are freely available on some sort of British television aren't available in Germany. Not for life nor money. Because of weird
Outrageous.
copyright thingies and geotagging and all that crap.
We just have to organise some sort of, what you call them, nights.
Stream nights?
Yeah, we just watch it in Discord. That's what Discord's for people to ignore boundaries and just watch videos and stuff.
It's horrible. At some point, I think, why can't we just scrap all that crap, because geo positions don't have any meaning. And if I would want to do something, watch some of these things and really put my back behind it, I'd simply use a Tor browser and maybe a VPN server somewhere, and then I would be able to watch it. So it's not like it's very horribly hard to get to these things, but then again, I can't be asked.
Like the hedgehog.
Yeah. Speaking of I can't be asked, I still need to... I got Caesar to make me a picture.
Ah.
And I'm going to make it a t-shirt. And it will be awesome. It will be legendary. And at that point, I will be having merch.
Buy merch. Wow. Some way of doing it.
Ashton had retro game show nights on Twitter. He deleted the stream after. Yeah, he still does them on Twitch.
I don't know. Who's Ashens? Is Ashens his name on the site?
No, Ashens is the name of the Twitch user. You may have watched some of his movies. It's the dude with the brown sofa.
I'm just going to stop you there. You know what I watch on Twitch?
Nothing.
This. And it's only because it's open there while we're filming it here. So
No, he does.
you can now finish the rest of your story.
No, he usually does YouTube videos. He's collecting nads and tens from the early 80s and 70s and puts them on the brown sofa and then discusses them.
Like Pornhub.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes.
It's the only important sofa I know, and to be fair, it's black and wipe cleanable.
Yeah, Ashens is not. He also did movies. One was called Polybius Heist and On the Search for the Game Child or something. Very
Sure.
weird British YouTuber. But then again, mostly PC computer gamey orientated, so possibly nothing you would have seen.
Nothing of interest now.
Possibly not.
You're correct. Dr. Saders and Watch Party would be cool though. Definitely do that.
Is that a movie that's age
Yes.
appropriate for minors?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
It's a Hammer. Well, it's not a Hammer horror, although it has the feeling of a Hammer horror. But it's Christopher Lee as not a vampire.
Yeah, don't say no more, but Christopher Lee, I'm sold.
See, you know, it makes sense.
And
We should definitely do it.
To get back to Tuffy's question, no. You're not. So, seeing that Jerry is starting to be getting back into pain and we want to relieve him of this, we're going to cut this short at the 25-minute mark.
Certainly one way to do it.
Yes. I thank everybody in chat for being there and having fun with us tonight. And next week we will be back again with other projects, unless
Dev
there will be
projects.
things going totally wrong.
Maybe I'll just find one bastard who's done a load of projects and just fill all the slots. Nothing but one person's projects.
That would be interesting.
Bound to be some.
Yes.
Looking at you, laughing boy.
As Crazy Red Goat says, ta-ta for ta-ti-bye. No, ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now. See you a lot next week. Have a good night. Bye.